everyone, Hobbyist here, back at it again with another Citadels character guide. This is the last one. If you've made it so far, thank you so much for following this journey. But let's go ahead and get into it. As far as a general overview before we get to the specifics of each character, the rank 9 characters go dead last in any Citadels game. So you are going to be waiting a while to determine if your abilities are going to pop off any good. And as we'll see, a lot of these characters are pretty much designed to be late bloomers. To where if you can get all the way from the rank 1 characters to the rank 8 characters that are causing all the chaos, and you manage to squeeze by, then you might be able to reap its rewards. Let me show you what I mean. First rank 9 character that we are going to be covering is the Queen. The first requirement that we have to be aware of when it comes to the Queen is that the Queen is not allowed to be used in a game that has less than 5 players. That's a pretty steep requirement, but it makes sense within the confines of what her ability is. Which is, if you are sitting next to the player who revealed the rank 4 character, I remind you, the rank 4 characters consist of the King, the Emperor, or the Patrician, then you get 3 gold from that. If this character is sitting next to you that has been killed by the assassin, you gain 3 gold when that card is revealed at the end of the round. So, honestly, not terrible. 3 gold's pretty good. But again, my whole thing with the Queen in specifics is because her ability pops off so late, and you have a 1 in 8 chance of possibly being next to the right person, that it's like really difficult to do anything with the Queen. So, honestly, she wouldn't be the character that I would recommend, depending on the circumstances and the way that you build out the way that you customize each Citadel's character. However, I think you should absolutely use. In fact, if you were to do an introductory game with 8 people and we're teaching them for the first time as far as the ranks and the way that the characters work, I would say that the artist is probably the most friendly for beginners to start off with. And here's why. All his ability consists of is that you can beautify up to 2 of your districts by assigning them each 1 gold from your stash. The cost of a beautified district is permanently increased by 1. So a beautified district scores 1 more point at the end of the game. The warlord must pay 1 more gold to destroy a beautiful district. And a district can only be beautified once. That is huge. If you manage to get a lot of gold from all of these other roles in ranks that I've mentioned prior, from rank 8 to 1, then you can essentially just add your little finishing touches to make them that much better. You won't believe how much of a difference it makes when you can make a 6-point district a 7-point district, or a 5-point district a 6-point, so on and so forth. It's crazy good, it's crazy simple, so that's why I think that the artist is the most beginner-friendly of the rank 9 characters. The last character of the rank 9 set, and the last character in Citadels that we are going to be covering, is the Tax Collector. Interestingly enough, the Tax Collector's ability lasts the entire game. Because basically what happens is that when the Tax Collector is one of the characters in the game, players are charged a property tax for building districts. Immediately after a player builds a district, he places 1 gold from his stash on the Tax Collector's character reminder token. This applies when a player builds a district that he is not paid to build as well. If a player builds more than 1 district, he is charged the property tax for each district he built. As you can tell, things are getting a bit expensive. If a player has no gold remaining in his stash after building a district, he is not charged a tax. The Tax Collector himself is not charged a tax. Makes sense? He's the one that's raking in all the money from everybody else. At any time during your turn, you can take all the gold from the Tax Collector's character token into your stash. So, that makes it incredibly huge, because essentially, with the Tax Collector, his gold and ability to play as him is a long game. You want to be playing the long game to where, okay, we got property taxes coming, Okay, we've got 5 gold sitting in the stash. Okay, we've got 10 gold sitting in the stash. Okay, we got 15 gold waiting in the stash this whole time. Now, when I become the tax collector, I'm gonna flip over my card and take all 15 of that gold in one turn. So yeah, you could let it sit and build up. There's also a good chance that other players, especially the rank 2s or the rank 1s, might try to take you out and make sure that you can't capitalize on that money. So that's something that's really important in consideration. The other thing to know about the tax collector is that even if the tax collector does not appear during a round because it was not chosen, it was discarded at the beginning of the selection phase, or it was killed by the assassin, players are always charged a tax, and any gold left on the tax collector's token carries over to the next round. So if you decide that you don't want to risk taking all the money because the assassin is going to kill you, or you don't want to risk taking the money because the thief might steal it from you, then you can just let it sit and let it build up in the next game. When it comes to a 2 to 3 player situation, because the tax collector is allowed to be used in those games, a player who chooses the tax collector as one of his characters is still charged a tax for his other character. So that just essentially means that you're still paying for the tax collector's ability regardless. So that's something to keep in mind. If the magistrate, the rank 1 character that we talked about a while back, confiscates a district from a player, the magistrate is charged the property tax and not his target. So that's also important both from a rank 1 perspective and from all the way at the very end of rank 9. But honestly, like I said, the tax collector's a bit of a gamble because he could get killed off and not to pick up anything. He could also get stolen from when he capitalizes on his tax. So you got to be able to watch out, especially since, like I said, with all the rank 9 characters, they go dead last. So that's very, very, very important to take into consideration when it comes to him. But otherwise, in my personal opinion, only 2 out of the 3 characters that are rank 9 I would generally use. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and this is it. This is the last video for the Citadels character guides. Make sure to watch these videos and come up with your own ideas. Find your ways to mix and match and find different character synergies. There's plenty of presets in the rules, but you can go crazy with them and have a huge variety of different characters with different abilities, and also have a mix and match of all the unique districts to add into your deck whenever you're playing. So go out there, go crazy, and I thank you guys so much for watching.